Hi everyone, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday and welcome to the Business Opportunity Sneak Peek. My name is Katie McGilvery. I'm going to share a little bit about my story and tell you a little bit about why I started Isagenix roughly a year ago and how it has carried into my crazy, amazing, crazy life as a mom of two, almost a mom of three, currently pregnant with our third. But I want to share a little bit about my story. So when I got started, roughly a year ago, I think it's been like March 23rd was the day, last year, I was skeptic. I was skeptic about the system. I was skeptic about the products simply because it sounded like a lot of things that were out on the market. It sounded like things that I had tried before, things that I had tried and failed before, things that didn't work for my body, that seemed to make my symptoms a lot worse with my inflammation and my joint pain and digestive issues, and then of course endometriosis. So I've tried a lot of things. I've worked with a really talented nutritionist for a really long time to get my body back to the way that God created it to. But in the mix of those things, I had my first child and I experienced postpartum depression and anxiety and adrenal fatigue and all of the things, a massive amount of weight gain with my first baby. Lost the weight, didn't gain any energy, still had joint pain, still was dealing with a lot of mental fog and just postpartum craziness. Got pregnant again, had a miscarriage, postpartum hormones again, and then got pregnant with our second daughter, Emery. Had a fairly typical pregnancy, super sick the whole time, decent amount of weight gain, but the postpartum knocked me on my knees. It was super rough on me. I had really bad postpartum depression. I had postpartum anxiety. I was dealing with debilitating joint pain and inflammation to where I couldn't walk up and down the stairs. I was active and healthy and eating clean, but what I was doing wasn't enough. The supplements that I was taking didn't seem to make a dent in the things that I needed them to make a dent in the most. And so I struggled and I struggled and I struggled. And I had a lady reach out to me last year, and she was connecting with me on something else that I did, mentoring other entrepreneurs and women in business, just trying to teach them that running a priority-based business is something that you can 100% do. You just have to set the boundaries in order to make it happen. And I was chatting with her about that group and talking about some things, and she said, have you ever heard of Isagenix? I said, no, honestly, I haven't. And there are a lot of network marketing companies I have never heard of, so I'm not going to claim that I know them all. I knew the ones that were popular where I was from, one that I belonged to at the time, and I knew that there were some up and coming, but I had no idea that this was a company that had been in the making and in business for over 16 years. No idea at all. And I had never heard about it. And we were chatting, and she was like, would you be open to learning more about the products and the opportunity? And I was like, yeah, I'm always open to learning more. And truthfully, I was looking for something different. I wasn't actively looking, but I had started to look a little here, a little there, because I was just feeling dissatisfied with the work that I was doing. I felt super stressed out all the time. Didn't feel like what I was doing was really making a difference in the lives of the people that I was serving. And they would say differently. But for me, I just didn't feel like I had a way to serve a large margin of people. I felt like I had a specific dynamic I could serve, or a specific age group that I could serve. But I didn't feel like I had a solution for everyone. I didn't feel like what I was doing was going to be able to serve the aging, or the super young, or the in-betweens. I didn't feel like it was going to be able to serve people who enjoyed going to the gym or enjoyed things that did not involve meal prep. I was really just dissatisfied with what I was able to do at the time, and my lack of ability to help lead people into the business side of things. I always wanted to have a team and to be, a mentor, and to build this tribe of women who were working towards something that was so purposeful, that they were passionate about. But I never found that. I was the one that was working the hardest for the most part, and I would get a couple of runners here and there, and then something would happen. And that's true in any case. That's true in any business. You will have those people that start and they're really excited, and then life happens. But for me, I just couldn't consistently find people who wanted to do it, who would stick to the daily activities that you needed to grow a business. And so I felt like I was running more of a hobby. So why I chose to jump had everything to do with being in that desperate state in life. I was tired of being tired. I was tired of making excuses. I was tired of being afraid to make bold decisions. And I just really felt like this was the answer that I had prayed for. I had felt like God was calling me to take that step. And so I told my husband, I said, I'm going to buy the pack. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know what my results are going to be, but I'm going to buy the pack. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If it doesn't work, if I don't feel any difference, I'll send it back. And he said, okay, go for it. Well, 2 days later, I got a phone call saying, hey, I know this is super random and super crazy time probably, but can you find childcare arrangements? We'd love to fly you out to Arizona, to the corporate headquarters, to take a look around. And I was like, absolutely. And I did. And I got to meet the CFO. I got to meet all of the people that are in charge of Team Isagenix, which is the AMPS line and the performance line, and the people that sponsor professional athletes, and the financial advisors, the people that explained everything. I had a tour around the corporate office. It was amazing. And it just instantly felt like home. But when I went back to Texas and I was telling my husband about this and I was so excited, I was fearful at the same time because I was afraid of what people were going to think. I have believed so strongly in this company, for the company that I was with for 3 years, had built a team, had achieved a rank and a status, and I thought, man, I'm willing to give all of this up to start completely over. And then I thought to myself, I was like, yeah, I am, because I'm ready for something new, and I have prayed for this, and if I don't take this opportunity, scared or not, then, what am I doing? And I told myself that I could go back if I failed, but at the same time, I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't want to go back. I was looking forward to the future and looking forward to the women that I was going to get to work with and be mentored under, who were just dynamic, absolutely dynamic. And so I just left. I had a call with my team and I said, this is what I'm doing. This is what I feel God's calling us to do in this season. And I'm going to be faithful to that. And I don't put any pressure on you guys to come with me, because I understand many of you are brand new and I feel terrible about it. But timing is never perfect when God intercedes. And everyone understood. There was a couple of people that were like, I can't believe you're doing this. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this either, but I'm doing it. And so I did. And I started my business. And in the first month of my business, I probably quadrupled my monthly income, at least, with my previous company, because I was excited about it. And I grabbed people to come with me. And I said, I need people who are going to give me an honest opinion about this, because I'm going to try the products before I ever talk about it. And I want your honest feedback on what that's going to be like. And that's what we encourage people to do. Find the most honest people that you have that are willing to give the 30-day money-back guarantee a try. Try the system, go full out, hold each other accountable, and see what happens. What happened to me in the first 2 weeks, my energy dramatically increased. Afternoon coffee, I woke up in a good mood. My anxiety had massively started to decrease. I was able to breathe easy. I enjoyed being around my children, and I just felt really peaceful. 3rd week, I was down 10 pounds. My joint inflammation in my hands. I was sitting in bed one night, 10 o'clock, and I was doing this, and I was sobbing. My husband's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I can open my hands. This was such a huge thing for me, because I had had so much pain in my hands to where I couldn't even hardly open them at the end of the night. I couldn't pick up my baby. I couldn't walk up and down the stairs without being super fatigued and just in a ton of pain. And it was huge. And so by week 4, I was down, I think 12 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, this, I feel incredible. And the funniest thing is I did the whole first month wrong, because in my previous company, we had a nutritional shake and it was 1 scoop, and with Isagenix, it's 2 scoops. And so I did it wrong the whole time and still had incredible results. And I still felt amazing. It was an adjustment for sure. The system is one of those things you really got to be ready to do. But because I had accountability partners, because I knew there were people doing it with me, and I could say, hey, did you guys how are you feeling? How's cleanse day? How are these things? I could ask questions, and I could ask questions from the people that were in our team that I was plugged in with. I'm like, how's it going? How do you guys feel? I could ask questions. And being able to ask questions is part of the process, and the most freeing part of the process, because you don't feel like you're the only one that doesn't understand. Because everyone else has this like secret and you're like missing out. I felt like I was a part of something. So I got my 30-day results and I shared them. And I shared, before I ever shared about the products or my results, I shared how at peace I had felt, how much I felt confident in my decision, and I really felt confident about where the Lord was leading me. And I felt confident in all of these things. And I just remembered that it was the scariest change of my life because I thought that it would be harder than it was. But when I finally made that decision, it was the most freeing thing that I had ever done. Legit, the most freeing thing that I had ever done. And I just felt peaceful about it. And so if you're watching this and you're thinking, man, I just don't know, like I just started this or I just started that. I had just achieved a massive rank, massive, not massive, but a nice rank in our company and was a business builder. And I knew in my heart of hearts that if I stayed there, I would struggle with the same things over and over again. And I wondered, coming to Isagenix, if I would have the same kind of trials and hustle as hard as I did, but still face the same roadblocks. And the answer to that was no, because the time that you spend discussing and talking and loving on, serving on people is so different. It's not all about what you're posting on social media. It's not only about what you're posting on social media. It's about the people that you get face to face with. It's about the time and the energy that you pour into meeting people's needs. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how do we help people. How did the business side of things really launch? So I continue to love the products. I continue to talk about them. And I continue to share them publicly. And I would take them with me everywhere. Just like you saw me drink out of my Isagenix bottle, I have a ton of these. I put water in them because they have lids on them, and I have small children. And so they're easy to throw in my diaper bag. The bars, the greens, the shakes, those kind of things that are portable go in my diaper bag, go in my purse. So I pull them out when we're at sporting events. And people are like, what is that? I'm like, it's a healthy Gatorade for my 4-year-old who loved it. Great, lemon lime, orange. I take it everywhere with us. They come in packets. So I just take a bottle of water, put it in there, and she has a healthy electrolyte replacement. The bars, my 2-year-old is a walking Isagenix billboard for the shakes and the bars. She loves them. And now we have figured out how to use the protein powder to make pancakes. It's amazing. But I just simply share what works for our family. I don't do a whole lot of, buy this now or do this or do that. I do sometimes because sometimes you just need to be direct about it. But for the most part, I'm just sharing what works for our family. I'm just super honest about the results that I've had, and I'm not afraid to talk about it because it's when you have those kind of changes in your own life and you feel that conviction to share it with other people because of how it's changed you, that's what makes the difference. That's what makes a business part of your life and a passion. So when I only have 30 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 15 minutes there, and I know I need to have conversations for the day to talk to people, it's easy to do because it's something that I'm passionate about. I know the quality behind our products. I know that if I have a question, Isagenix has all of the resources for me, so I don't have to stress about knowing everything. I can say, you know what, hang on just a second. Let me look that up. I'll get right back to you. And I can go to the hub of our information and our clinical research, and I can find that for people without feeling like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what that is. I need to Google it. I need to pull something out of the air. I don't ever have to do that. They come with a business plan. They show you exactly how it's done. And literally there's videos for everything and instructions and tools and tips and trainings for everything. So you never have to feel like you're going, what am I supposed to be doing? It's literally laid out for you in the ISA Life Success Plan. It's amazing. So how do we do business? So when I'm talking to people, when I make posts about things, and I engage in all kinds of things, how do I get people to join the business? It starts with the product. There are very few people that come on strictly for the business unless they've been in network marketing and compare apples to apples with our compensation plan. A lot of people that do come from different network marketing companies have a passion for health and wellness, but are trying to fulfill that in a different company. Many times it's anything from beauty, skincare, other health and wellness companies where they're just not being able to meet people's needs the way that they want to, or It just doesn't line up with them. I was that person. It was a great company and I had a great 3 years, but it just didn't line up with what I was looking to do personally. And that's how most people do come. They see the compensation plan, we talk about it, and then they start with their products. And then they say, okay, so how do I make this a business? You grab 2 friends to do it with you in the first week. You'll run together with your products. And then from there, you just start talking to people. Talk to your friends. You talk to your family. And if you're one of those people like, I cannot ask my family to buy anything, just talk about what you love. You don't ever have to ask them to join it. My mother-in-law joined me after 3, 4, 5 months. I don't even know how long it's been. Just because my energy had changed. My confidence had changed. Obviously, I lost weight, but I just believed in this stuff. I took it with me everywhere because it was my lifeline to feeling better. As a mom of 2 who is busy and travels a lot, it was amazing. And that's literally all I did. And that's how my business has continued to grow. Now, I do use social media to market myself, to market the business, to share why it works and how it's been different and all of these things, just like I'm doing this video right now. I do that because that's necessary too. I reach out to people that I want to work with. I reach out to people who I see who are posting things about, well, I want to lose weight or I'm struggling with inflammation. I send them a private message and I said, hey, I don't know if this is something that's for you, but let me tell you a little bit of my story. And this is how it's helped. And maybe this is something that would help for you too. Can I send you some more information? Some people don't want to do that. I have no problem doing that because if I see someone who has the same kind of need that I had that I can meet, I'm like, that's a divine appointment. There are a reason that you see those things come through there. And if your passion is serving people with health and wellness, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. So you help people get started with packages based on what their needs are. And that all happens in a conversation. You'll have a conversation with them. You'll talk about some different things. I always try to start people on the same pack that I did because I know the benefits that I had of it. Yes, it's more expensive, but I truly believe in the value behind the system. I believe that it is life-changing, and I believe that it's the gateway to a sustainable nutritional change for you, for your whole family, for the rest of your life, and it really is. So let's talk a little bit about the compensation plan and how it works. We'll keep this super simple, but I want to share something with you guys real quick. Let's see. Okay, where is it? Okay. So this is Isagenix basic compensation plan. It's called your Roadmap to Crystal Executive. Crystal Executive means that there are 10 people on your team who each have their own 2 people. They are called consultants. So this is the top of the company. 10 people with 2 people. Doesn't sound that difficult, does it? You have 10 friends and you tell your 10 friends to find 2 friends, and you've got an entire team and you've got some ridiculous bonuses. And right now this is doubled. Our executive bonus is $2,000 plus all of these other crazy things that I'm not going to tell you about. But when you're getting started, the first thing we want you to start with is you plus 2. You grab your 2 friends. You grab your mom, your sister, your husband, your best friend, your aunt, whoever. 2 people. And you can always grab more than that, but we just say 2 people because you will show up for other people. You will not necessarily show up for yourself. You will not necessarily stick to the system when you're doing it by yourself. Totally know this to be absolutely 100% true. So when you bring on these 2 people, you make a $50 matching bonus. So I'm going to try to share this with you guys. My Apple Pen just broke, but I kind of mapped it out. We'll see if we can see it. So there's you at the top. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There's you at the top and then your mom and your friend. So when you bring people on and you help them get started with the package, so the package that I got started with is called the Value Pack. It's $589 to get started, plus tax, title, and license. So it's spendy. It's a little expensive, but I was at the point where I was ready to make an investment, and you will find people who are ready for that change too. But when you help people with a package, that package, you get a $100 product introduction bonus. So say your mom got it, your best friend got it. So you're going to get $100 per person that gets on with that. When you bring 2 people on in the exact same week, Sunday to Sunday, that $100 per package per person doubles to $200. So now you've made $200 for your mom and then $200 for your best friend. And then you have earned a Rapid Crystal Resets Crystal Consultant bonus of $150. So here you've already made back $550. And so let me show you this at the bottom. I'm sorry, my handwriting's terrible. And the same goes for your mom and your friend. If they want that return on investment, all they have to do is find their 2 people. And it's the same thing. And I just use the value pack because it's a basic $100, easier math for me. I'm not good at mathing. But the same thing is for them. When they come on with their 2 people, you're going to earn an additional $250 bonus. So your total of return on investment in your first or second week is $800, plus whatever you're going to get for the volume that's created from growing your own small little team. And the best thing about the volume is that it never flushes. So whether you want to work a business or you're just like, I just want to help people get started, I don't really want to actively pursue the business, the volume that's associated with these packages and these people that are getting started rolls up. And when it meets a certain standard, you get what's called a cycle bonus. Each cycle bonus is $54, and you can cycle up to 250 times a week. That's $13,500 something, I do believe. That's the residual income, the cycle bonuses, that kind of stuff. That's the residual income that people talk about in network marketing. That is the beauty of Isagenix, because they are very generous in that aspect, and the fact that the volume from the very last person on your team, there's over 30,000 people on our team, it all rolls up. So anytime someone orders, anytime you've got an active team builder that maybe is below you, that's building a lot of volume and their team's growing, that all rolls up to you, and that banks until you can meet it by helping other people, or until your volume matches what needs to be to hit a cycle bonus. So it is a very, very generous compensation plan, and that's a very baseline way to talk about it. But in the simplest of terms, anyone can understand that. Anyone can come on, no matter what their busy season of life is. And I always say, this is the perfect system for busy people. This is the perfect business for busy people, because it's literally as simple as sharing your story and meeting people's needs. You got a girlfriend that's dealing with some serious adrenal fatigue, needs some more energy. Maybe she's brain foggy or mood swingy. Isagenix doesn't claim to cure any of that, but what it does is it helps nutritionally rebalance your body. And when your body is in sync with itself, the way that God created it to be, that is when things start to shift, and it makes a huge difference. And I'm a living testament of that. The last thing that I wanted to share is that when you come on for the business, it's your job to set priorities. It's your job to dream big and to envision what you want. And it's your job to share that with the person that brings you on, so that they can give you the kind of gifts and the kind of tools to help you grow that and to help you create whatever it is that you want. I love that my leaders are so realistic with me and say, I love that you're dreaming big, but in this season of life, I don't know that that's the best route for you to take, because I don't want you to be exhausted. I love that more than anything. They want me to dream big, and they know that it's going to happen for me. But I have a 2 and a 4-year-old, and I'm 22 weeks pregnant with my 3rd, and I don't have a babysitter, and I don't have a housekeeper, and I don't have a cook, and I don't have family nearby. And so trying to work an 8-hour day with these kind of situations can be a lot more stressful than that, and they don't want me to burn out. So what I do is I tell them what it is that I'm seeking to achieve. For us, we're working for financial freedom. We're working to get out of debt. And they tell me, if you put in this much time, you help these many people a month, your business grows by this every single month. This is how long it's going to take you to get there. And you have the opportunity to advance that. But in your season of life, this is what you should expect from yourself. And you should be absolutely willing to give yourself rest and willing to give yourself grace. And so I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I get my husband off to work. I do my quiet time. Sometimes I do my workout. That's kind of iffy at this point in pregnancy. But then I go into my office and I sit down and I get a bulk of my messages done, my birthday messages, those kind of things done in roughly about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then my girls get up and we start our day. And when our day starts, I try to be off my phone. I try to be present, to make breakfast, to do a little house cleanup. And then when my youngest goes down for her nap, I come back to my office with my oldest. She does her ABC mouse lessons, or we work on letters or numbers or whatever it is that she's working on right now or wants to work on. And I work. So I do creative planning for my team because I really want to give them the tools to help them grow. I do messages. I talk to people. A lot of times in the morning I'll do phone calls because we haven't made it through the crazy part of the day. And so my mind is still fresh, so I can get through phone calls. And a lot of times I'll do phone calls in the morning. And then I take my kid to preschool. Me and Emery come home, we have lunch, we play for a little while, and maybe she'll take another nap. If she takes another nap, I use that opportunity to work some more. And at this point in working, it's more like planning and connecting with my people on my team that are growing and making sure that they have my time. And then if it is, if she doesn't nap, then it's more like, what can I do here and there? What can I do for my phone? Or it's full-on playtime, just depending on what her tolerance for my technology is. And then we pick my daughter up from school, and if we have after-school activities, we go to that, and then we come home, and maybe they'll take a nap, maybe they won't. Reese took a nap today, Emery didn't, so I put her on the floor with some crayons and some stuff and did a little bit of the stuff that I needed to do for tonight, and that was it. It looks different for everyone, but I promise you, if it's something that you're passionate about and it's something that you're passionate about building, and you set those boundaries and you set those priorities, you can make it happen. It's been a year of hustle and focus and boundaries and priorities and reprioritizing and refocusing, and it's been the most incredible year. I've had the highest paychecks I've ever had while pregnant, while dealing with a possible move, while dealing with all these different things. And while the paycheck isn't everything, seeing my team, my girls, meeting financial goals, stepping into leadership roles, sponsoring other people and helping them become leaders, it's beautiful. And it's what I've always wanted. And I'm just excited for God to bless more of that in this year to come. But I know that was kind of long-winded, and I'm sorry, but I just wanted to thank you guys for taking the time to get on to watch this. Please feel free to leave any comments, any messages below. Shoot me a message if you have questions. But I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and I don't know where I would be without it. But I hope you guys have such a great night. Thank you.